Hello and welcome to Tour Obscure, and today we are in the former Empire Theatre in Rotherham. Now this place opened in 1913 and then was turned into a cinema in 1921. It then turned into a nightclub in 1990 before changing ownership recently, and it's currently getting stripped back by the workmen, and they have found some very interesting things from different periods of this building's life. And I've been given full access to explore this building to see exactly what they found. So join me to find out the incredible things what this place has to offer. The Empire Theatre was first opened in 1913 with a capacity of 1,225. It contained stall seats and a further 2 tiers of seating above, named the Circle and the Gallery. But after less than 10 years as a theatre, it was converted into a full-time cinema in 1921. During its time as a cinema, it was owned by chains such as ABC, Classic, and Asoldo, as well as operating as an independent cinema for periods of time. In 1974, the balconies were taken out of use and capacity dropped to just over 500 seats. In 1978, major alterations to the building took place when the theatre was divided and the former gallery balcony was utilised as part of a second screen, which had a capacity of 300 seats, leaving the Circle balcony unused, out of sight and forgotten in a void above Screen 1. The cinema continued on for another 12 years before its closure in 1990. It then went through another renovation to transform the lower parts of the building into a nightclub, leaving the upper parts of the building forgotten. Now, the multiple nightclubs that have occupied the building have closed, and the building is being stripped back, revealing the forgotten parts of this once grand building that have been hidden away for decades. So, I think it's time to go in and explore what this old theatre and cinema has got to offer. We're going to go in through the side door here, where the workmen are using it to take materials in. And straight away we can see remnants of this old theatre. You can see more closer there the ornate decoration, and that's just been uncovered this week by the workmen here. They had no idea it was there. There was a ceiling and then a small void, and that was tucked away in there. And you can see that goes all the way around. And standing on the stairs here, we can get a closer look at this beautiful decorative bit of building here, which curves all the way around. It's obviously seen better days, but it's still very beautiful. And if we just look from a distance now, you will be able to visualise this as a cinema or theatre. You can see these staircases at either side there, and then you would have had seats just in front of us here. And those stairs there would have gone up to the Circle, but you can see the mismatch different renovations what have took place through the years. The raised part of the nightclub there, up above, I believe that was a VIP area of some sort, so I'm told. But this gives you a bit of an idea what this place used to look like. And a special shout out to the following people. These have all donated via the Super Thanks button. It helps the channel out massively with travel costs and equipment costs, etc, etc. So if you want to donate on the Super Thanks, you will get your name on every video going forward. It's very much appreciated, and thank you to everybody what has done it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go out the back of the building where there's a staircase. It's got no lights in it or anything like that. And we're going to go right to the top of the building, and that's going to take us into the former gallery. Now, this used to be the former screen number 2 when it was a cinema in its later years, but it's been abandoned since the cinema closed in 1990 and not been used for anything. So we're going to go up there and have a look at what is an incredible bit of remains of this old cinema and theatre. Now obviously this place used to be a nightclub, which closed recently. It's been a nightclub since the 90s, as you'll be able to tell with the odd glitter ball knocking about and the decor. So this staircase has not been used for 34 years since the cinema closed. So we're going to have a wander up now, and it'll take us right to the top of the building, where we'll be able to see the former gallery of the old Empire Theatre. And there's only my phone light illuminating this now. There's absolutely zero light in here. All the windows are blacked out. I believe there's one halfway up what's been smashed, so it offers us a bit of light. There's been pigeons and everything living in this part of the building. See there, that's the window, what would have been there, I imagine. And here we are. We're about to enter the old gallery, which was the top tier of seating in the old Empire Theatre. So this is it, this is the gallery, and you can see there where the seats would have been on the incline there. Only the steel girders remain. There would have been planks of wood across them girders, very similar to what we see there. And then these seats would have been attached to one of these, which has still been left here after all these years. A nice iron bracket from what would have once held the seats. I believe it would have been benches. And you can see obviously pigeons have been residing here. You might see one flying about. There's certainly a couple still in here. And just there's the old rail. So I believe that would have been in place of this temporary wooden one what's been put in place. I'm not sure why that would have been here if it was left vacant. But that's the original rail. And you can see there some more of the original timbers, what would have gone across and form part of the seating area. And you'll notice there's small doors at either side. Just at the top here, these would have been the toilets. So I would imagine these were the gents, the large urinal there, the drainage system there. And then imagine that there would have been a cubicle here with a toilet just there. This is another set of toilets. I believe these would have been the females. 2 separate cubicles. One in there what's been filled with all sorts of rubbish now, but you can see in there the old drainage and plumbing. And I've been told that this is the original fire hose. Just on there you can see, made in Brentford, in West London. Just above the door here, got the original wooden fitting where the sign would have been, I'd imagine, to say exit. You can see where the light bulbs would have been to illuminate that sign. So what we're going to do now, we're going to head down this staircase, what's just behind me. And I've been told that there's some very fascinating finds just at the bottom of that staircase. So let's head down there and see exactly what they found. And that just gives you a better look at where the seating would have been. It is quite steep, to be fair. Very steep. Now everything what you can see just here, this is from when the cinema was converted into a nightclub in the early 1990s. So all this would be ventilation and stuff. This huge steel girder what you can see and the concrete platform what all this equipment stands on. This was all brought in to create the nightclub section, what we will go and have a look at in a minute, just to separate it off from this area. And just here, believe it or not, this is an original robe what the ushers would have worn. It's been left behind after all these years. You can see the buttons there and the decorative rope on the shoulders, the nice collar. It looks like it was maroon in colour. Obviously it's covered in all sorts of dirt and it looks like it's been chewed by plenty of rats over the years, and it's got pigeon poo all over it. And then just here, the workmen have been trying to figure out what this is. So it's a small board. You might be able to see it's got numbers. and then small pinholes. Now they think, and I tend to agree with them, this potentially is some sort of chart, what the ushers kept a track of, which seats had been sold or were occupied, and if a seat was occupied they might have put a pin in that particular one just to keep a track. But I'm sure there's somebody out there what will know exactly what that is if we aren't correct in our assumptions. So unfortunately we can't go any further than this. We're currently stood on top of the concrete section of this ceiling, but as you can see, all that, it's just wooden beams, so I wouldn't like to go walking onto there because there's no lighting at all. But you can see there's some more decorative walls, what would have formed part of this whole theatre once upon a time. Now we're just full of looks like aircon units. And this is possibly my favourite remnant from this place, but if you look just over there on the wall, there's an old sign what says silence, and that's more than likely original from when this place first opened in 1913 as the Empire Theatre. Now unfortunately, despite searching far and wide on the internet, there's not any photos of the interior of this place. So I'm going to give you a little insight into what this top deck would have looked like, the gallery. I'll take it from a similar theatre from the same time period, but this is what it would have looked like roughly. So that's the gallery. We'll head back down the dark staircase now and have a look at the other amazing things what this place got to offer. You are going to lose me in the darkness any second. Just flip the camera around so we can get a bit of light. And when we get to the bottom of these stairs, I'm going to show you the original entrance of the former cinema. And there's some very interesting things what have been uncovered by the workmen. So, just through this door here, this would have been the old entrance to the cinema. And straight away, as soon as we get through these doors, you're going to see just how grand this place was originally designed when it was built. But on the floor, there's something what's been uncovered, and it's been hidden for many, many years. So this is the old entrance to the theatre. And as you can see there, this incredible tile mosaic's been uncovered by the contractors here. Now this has been covered for many, many years. They've informed me, but there was a raised floor, what they've ripped out, roughly where that black line is, just there. And a small void, and then underneath this beautiful thing. But not only that, they've also uncovered where the old ticket booth would have been. So just there would have been the wooden box. And one of the employees from the cinema or theatre would have sat in there. You would have walked here, given your money, got your ticket, and then headed up this grand staircase with the decorative tiles. Absolutely incredible. Now you can see, but the walls are the original, but they have been painted red at some point, I'd imagine, during one of the renovations. And then this would have been the manager's office, I'd assume, for when it was a nightclub. Big safe there. But these tiles are still in fairly good condition, to be fair. Certainly no expense spared, because these tiles run all the way along up this corridor. Just a little room off to the left now. I can imagine this was some sort of administrative room for when it was a nightclub. This is Matt's drawer. Please don't steal his stuff. Has Matt got any stuff? No. There's even a shower. Very nice. There probably would have been some ornamental gates there when it was first built, but looks to me like they've been replaced. As you can see, continuation of these beautiful tiles all the way up. And this is what would have been the circle. And as you can see, it was just left as a void, supporting some of the ventilation system there. And you can see some of its history down there as a nightclub. Plenty of sparkly cowgirl hats. Just down here, a large decorative Rubik's Cube. But this area, what we're looking at, would have once seated people coming to the Empire Theatre. And you might not be able to see on camera, but you can just see the sloping ceiling there, and that's the gallery up top where we've just been. So if we were looking from this angle, you'd see seats in front of you, and then there'd be seats down in the bottom where we first come in, and then the stage or screen, depending on what you were coming to see, whether it was a cinema at that point or the theatre. And you can see the large steel girder, what was put in the 70s. How on earth they got that in here? I'm not sure, because none of these windows look big enough, and the contractors have told me that they don't see any disturbance in the walls where they could have got it in. So magic. But you can see some decorative bits of wall up there as well. So that's what's left of the circle. Not a lot, to be fair. Looks like a lot of it was stripped away, and it's just been left as a void. So we're going to head back down the stairs now, back up the rest of that corridor, what we were just on, and then we're going to go back down where these stall seats were and have a little look round at the old nightclub areas what have been abandoned. Some more remnants from its days as a nightclub just there. And we're now entering what would have been part of the nightclub. An old bandit there. So this right here would have been the hoo-ha bar. It's certainly fallen silent now. Got another deal or no deal bandit here. Looks like someone's a really good go at that, see if they can get any money out. So this was built in the 1990s, this particular nightclub section. When it finally closed the cinema, all this was put in. And you can see quite a strange setup. I don't know whether it was owned by the same company, but this was a separate nightclub to the one what's downstairs. So that would have been the Amber Lounge. It has gone over a few names throughout the years. And then this would have been the hoo-ha bar. So a bit of a strange setup. And you can see there, these are the original steps from the theatre. And then back down into the area where the stalls would have been, and then the stage would have been in front of us just there. But in more recent times, this has been the Amber Lounge recently. I think it's also gone by the names of the Beach as well, when it was a nightclub. See the dance floor there. So that is all from the former Empire Theatre in Rotherham. What an absolute gem this place is. All them remains, what have just been left here all these years, covered up by some of the modernisations that have taken place. Absolutely thrilled, and one of my favourite explores so far. If you want to help out, press the like button and the subscribe button. That helps greatly. If you want to be extra generous, you can press the super thanks button, and all donations will go back into the channel. Thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, I'll see you later.